Giant inflatable helium balloons, vibrant flags and t-shirts in crimson, orange, and fluorescent yellow, the sounds of chanting laughter and the marching bass drum. There was a festive air about the demonstrations and strikes in France against pension reforms yesterday, when up to 3.5 million people took the streets, a record turnout. Railwaymen, bus drivers, teachers, postmen, printers, public sector workers, and dockers were joined by school children in over 300 lycées, who also have their own union, and oil workers in 11 of the country's 12 refineries, disrupting services across the country. But behind the merriment and street theater lies the toughest test this year of the union's ability to force the government to back down. A law that will raise the legal minimum retirement age from 60 to 62 years is going through Parliament, and the upper house is due to conclude its voting on it next week. The stakes on both sides are high. President Nikolai Storsky needs to show that he can deliver reform despite his low popularity, partly to maintain France's credibility in the bond markets. For the unions and the opposition on the left, whose leaders joined the rallies, the protests are their last chance to flex their muscles over the reform. This is why, for the first time this year, some sectors, including the SNCF rail operator and oil workers, have continued with rolling strikes. A further day of protests is planned for October 16th. Was planned for October 16th. Certainly the number impressed. Even the government count always below the union more extravagant claims recorded 1.2 million protesters. Back in '95, when weeks of crippling strikes forced Alain Juppé's government to abandon an earlier attempt at pension reform, official figures put the biggest turnout at only 1 million. When another Prime Minister, Dominique de Villepin, ceded to the street over labor market reforms in 2006, the authorities counted at most 1.1 million. Buoyant union leaders say that they will not give up, even after the law is voted. There is muttering about petrol shortages, with schools, pupils taking part, egged on by the Socialist Party, things could yet spin out of control. There are, however, two differences with this round of protest. First, although the numbers on the streets are high, it is the strikes, not the demos, that have the power to disrupt, thanks in part to a law designed to ensure minimum service in school and on public transportation during strikes, and to the fact that workers are no longer paid when they walk out. Strikes do not paralyze the country in quite a way they once did. At the same time, public opinion has shifted. This is not immediately clear from polls. Some 70% of respondents to one said that they backed the strikes more than the 54% to 62% in favor in late '95. Yet this may be precisely because strikes are less intolerable now for those who do not try to get to work. And for all the drama on the street, in the same poll, 53% said that the raising of the retirement age was acceptable, and 70% said it was responsible vis-a-vis future generations. A silent majority seems to know that demography and economics makes pension reform inedible.